Okay, this video is our introduction for Unit 4, Week 1. And this moves us into a new section for our reading. And so let's do our unit introduction. And the unit introduction this week is basically thinking about how do we decide what's important. That's our big idea for this unit. So let me read this little poem to you. So many options every day to get me up and on my way, to walk or drive or ride my bike. It's clear to me which choice I like. I keep my bike in tip-top shape and ready for a quick escape to get me where I want to go and show me all there is to know. My heart grows full, my spirit too. I'm proud of what my legs can do to pedal places far and near while keeping our skies clean and clear. I ride because I love the earth and honor all it's truly worth. My bike and I, together, we explore our planet, strong and free. By Hugh Coyle. So this week we're going to be talking about what kinds of stories do we tell and why do we tell them, and thinking back to our big question about what makes something important. Sometimes storytelling is an important thing for us as humans because it gets across the message or helps us to learn something new, and sometimes it's just to entertain. So this is your graphic organizer this week, and you're going to write in it what I know about sharing stories. So if you want to pause the video and do that real quick. Then down here in the bottom, I want you to write 3 things that you know about sharing stories. And you can think back to times when you've seen someone do a really good job of storytelling, or sometimes when maybe one wasn't so good, and what that made you think when it was over. Okay, pause the video and do that. Okay, don't forget when you're done with that, make sure that you glue this into your reading section of your 5-subject notebook. All right, this week we're going to be talking about the comprehension strategy of visualizing. And I like this little thing to help us remember. I see what I read, I feel what I read. It's like a movie in my mind. So visualizing is a comprehension strategy. Make sure you glue any notes that you'll have some notes today. You'll glue those into your reading section as well. So first of all, visualizing is a skill that is essential for building reading comprehension. We know that when readers lose their mental picture, comprehension is lost as well. So as we read, we create mental images of what is happening in the story as it unfolds, based on what we already know and understand about the world around us. We're tapping into prior knowledge, making connections, inferring information, and paying attention to details. Characters get created into our minds, and our own unique version of the story begins to play out in our imagination, just like a movie. And that is exactly why some of us are rather disappointed when a book version turns into a movie and it's just not quite what we imagined in our own minds. So our comprehension skill for this week is point of view. This is where you're going to get some notes. You'll see them over there. They have little Venn diagrams on them, 3 circles. You're going to glue these into your reading section of your reading, or your 5-subject notebook. So our skill this week is point of view. And point of view refers to the way a story is told. And there's 3 different points of view typically, main ones. And they can be separated out a little bit. But for our purposes, we're going to just talk about 3. So I is usually showing first person in the story. You is second person. And then if you read he or she, that's usually a third person point of view that the author is using. So let's first take a look at first person narration and the story, and you'll be able to actually hear the narrator's voice in the story, and you can you're really going to see that this week in the stories that we read. So you'll actually hear the narrator as part of the story. Sometimes he'll say, I and so went to whatever. Okay? Second person narration, we don't see this too often, but in this, the reader's actions are narrated. So you'd actually hear them say things like, and you'll notice, reader, that in the story, little Billy dropped the ball. For third person narration, the narrator is outside of the story. So you can kind of take a look at the big picture from where the narrator is at. Okay, and we'll also be hearing a lot of those in this week. So here's kind of a little picture to help you think about it. First person, if the dog or the owner was going to read this or write it, they would say something, oh no, my dog is going to eat my cupcake. If it's second person, you would hear something like, you see the dog staring at a cupcake sitting on the table. Third person is the author kind of standing outside of the story, and it would be something like, she worried when she saw the dog heading for the cupcake. All right, that's the end of this video. If you're not sure about something on it, feel free to go back later on in the week. Make sure that you check over all of your notes and get those glued into your 5-subject notebook. Thanks.